All right, folks, welcome back to episode 11. As always, we got the big fella on the ones and twos. How we doing there, Rob?
What's going on, Tom?
Not much. You see that that little action over there in the corner?
Big fire guy. I wish I was in there. It's freaking cold.
Big fireplace guy. Boy, do we have an episode today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a very special guest on. And actually, he has a new title for the 2020 season. And that is our hotdog guy.
The hot dog guy.
The hotdog guy, Vince Pavilionis. So
there we go.
Little intro on Vince. He just got in the waiting room, so we'll be quick here. Vince is a OG. He's been with us for the last 3 years. Played on the Southside Tour the last 2 years, and then this past year was on the West Side Tour.
Oh, yeah.
You and Vince are pretty tight, correct?
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah. So we're pumped to talk to Vince and see what his ideas are next year for doing the hot dog review at and then as well as get his thoughts on where he, because I'm sure you've talked to him about this, but I haven't had the chance to
of course,
feedback specifically. So it'd be pretty cool to see what he thinks and how we've come since year one to now and get his get his feedback of the CGT. So
let him in.
Let Mr. Vince, the hot dog man, Pavilionis, in the building. Let him in.
What's going on?
What's up, everybody?
There we go. I had the volume down. I probably was listening to some betting podcast at school today, so I had to put on mute. Kids came in.
Good to have you on there, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. You guys are doing a quality job there, so I'm kind of honored actually to be on the podcast today.
You're the first player guest on the CGT podcast.
I am honored about that, so thank you.
Yeah. You know what I'm not too honored about? That you
what is that
polo.
Oh, Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Seriously, really?
Yeah.
Big Michigan guy. He's a big Michigan guy.
Really?
Yeah. How
Tom, when St. Peter pulls up in that Kelly Green Cadillac, he's just going to wave me over. Other people got questions to answer, so just be prepared when he asks you.
What do you think about your boy, Brian Kelly?
I've never been a huge fan of his, and he's done a lot of really good things. I mean, that kid died when he first got there, filming practices and wind that made yesterday feel like nothing probably. But he turned them into winners for sure.
Yeah.
And, they were very inconsistent. He improved like the weight program, the locker room, like all of those things. And they're a very good football team now.
Right. And
a lot of that is him. Yeah. But I feel cheated that he never had like an Irish bro get Notre Dame or something like that. Kind of like, so I am a little sad we got cheated out of that, but I'm a huge like Marcus Freeman fan. When he signed last year, I was like, hopefully, Kelly is done in 2 or 3 years and this will be the guy. So it all happened a lot faster than I thought it would, but
there you go. Let's talk about your upcoming role in 2022.
Okay.
And that is the hot dog review guy.
All right. Sounds good. I think I said just kind of like off the cuff, like something, just kind of saying those things. And because even like last year, I was like, no, we should do like a podcast of just like the courses we play and just like no one will probably listen to it, but like it'll just be fun.
Yeah.
And last year I taught like remotely. So like I had all my students were at home and I was on the building on Google Meets. And I felt like I was like on a podcast, like educating and entertaining and just kind of like, I don't know, just one of those like ideas I have. But yeah, definitely I can, get a hot dog and come up with some kind of a rating scale for it. And, go from there. If you guys have ideas for me to I'm definitely, I'm always down for eating. I'm more of a post-round eater than a halfway house.
Yeah, you're not a two hot dog type of guy like Tom at the turn.
Yeah, I felt like that was a.
But I respect that though. I definitely respect that.
Hey, I appreciate that. No, I love it. I think it's definitely something we could add. maybe like a scale from 1 to 5 balls, golf balls, that is.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Hey, you do whatever you want to do.
All right. And I know when you said about like in the tin foil, so, the dog kind of like sticks to the bun a little bit, like all of those things are important. So I feel like if I can contribute that way, I'm all in.
Absolutely. Speaking of, we did a little bit of an intro before you came on.
Okay.
But we definitely declared you as an OG. You've been with us for the last 3 years.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about, what you've seen over the last 3 years, how we've grown from just, a tour to now 3 active tours, basically everything that has been implemented, all of the good, all of the bad. Let's hear it from your perspective on playing on the Chicago Golf Tour.
Well, first off, when Robert, I think Dick Knight told me about the Southside Golf Tour, I was a little suspicious. Anytime you put Southside, being a Southsider on, Southside Parade, Southside 16 softball tournament, like you're just a little suspicious about it. But I'm like, hey, it's golf. I'll do it, whatever. But like, it was definitely a blast playing, like a lot of courses that I am familiar with and feeling like I can go out there and I can play well, and also playing some like newer courses. Yeah. I actually won a tournament in my first year, Palmyra. And when I got out there, it was kind of raining that day. Definitely not like ideal golf conditions, but the course was kind of like suited my eye.
Yeah.
And
you hear that, Rob?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Rob, you hear that? Palmyra?
Oh, no. Yeah, I was there. I was there. I got it.
Outstanding. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Point of Woods, but more of a course in Michigan called Hampshire, which is kind of like the poor man's point.
Oh, I know Hampshire.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. Great sausage biscuit.
It's been so long that I've been there, and I will have to, next time I go, try the sausage biscuit for sure.
It's unbelievable.
But definitely tours definitely grown every year, just kind of not knowing what to expect in that first year, where it was nice to where, okay, I've got 12 rounds of golf all planned out, sprinkle a few more in. But the more that we play, just kind of like being competitive, like having those juices flowing again, and, thinking about playing golf, like, okay, I'm going to attack this hole, and, this hole's got trouble on the right, so I'm going to stay more left, and just kind of really thinking the way through that I did like when I played in college. Yeah. It wasn't just go out there and bang the ball as far as you could. I like to more or less shape the ball a little bit and just kind of lay up to my yardages. And I started doing that again. So after the first year, I was like, no, this is going to be great. Just something to be competitive. Yeah. And then second year, a few more courses were added. I think one was eliminated. I'm not sure if it's still on the South Tour or not, but all the courses were great. Like having great deals is definitely, Rob's probably shaking his head on that one, but like, saving a few bucks, it's some nice courses, especially I'm drawing a blank now. The one country, Ravislow.
Yeah.
Right. We played there for like $15 with a card. It was like unbelievable, and just, quality golf. And then this year having the 3 tours, I know, just kind of seeing like the Instagram stuff and like Robert telling me about different things that was going on, just getting more people involved was just awesome to see. Yeah. So it's kind of fun to see where it's going to go from here, and just meeting like some good people along the way as well. And a couple of times we went out there and just kind of like randomly paired up with someone. You can kind of tell guys taking out yardage books, like kind of taking a scorecard and be like, oh, are you part of the Southside Tour or, Chicago Golf Tour? And they say yes. And yeah, just definitely met some good people along the way. And that's part of golf. Right. I feel like golf, like once you've learned to swim, like you should learn how to play golf. Like it is a life skill just to meet people, network through them. And I always tell my own students who are just, in elementary school now, like you need to play golf when you get older. Like no matter what business you have or you're in, you're going to go farther because of golf. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys can attest to it or not, but like, in education, there is no, okay, we're going to go out and play golf today. Like you're in the classroom with these kids all day long until you're tired at 3:00 and then you go home. But like, so-and-so knows how to play golf. Let's bring him out with us with some clients and just, really good opportunities where if you're not a good golfer, they're not going to say, Joe over there's bad at golf, let's bring him along. They're gonna say no, we'll call him for the bar afterwards or something like that. But
right. No, totally agree. Actually, that's a great point. We I don't think we've really got into that side of golf, but I definitely agree. I think it definitely teaches you some life lessons in terms of just listening, for example, listening to other guys talk, about their story, their business, their lifestyle, the communication back and forth, the camaraderie. You do learn a lot of things on the course that you could definitely apply off the course. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's huge networking, 100%. It's
especially
in my world. So
yeah, I mean, where else?
Yeah, it's
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Continue.
No, yeah, I'm just, where else do you get to meet somebody and play, a competitive game, but also get to learn about that person at the same time? You don't really get to do that anywhere else.
Yeah, that's very true.
So that's a great.
No, it was awesome. That first round that we played this year, meeting Phil, getting paired up with him, the other teacher, and
that's
just
right,
networking.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome. Just like you said, meeting new people and just getting along with everybody. Everybody's out there just to have fun.
Do you remember? I forget. Maybe Phillips Park. I think I was playing with you, and it was later in the day. So we were going to take carts, and we got hooked up with two older guys walking.
Oh yeah.
They looked like, just looking at them, like they lived out of saddlebags all their
yeah.
God, you gotta be kidding me. But like, they were just like great guys, like fun to talk to. The one left after 9 is like, I'm going to get a drink before I got to go home. I'm not going to play the other 9 or whatever. And then the one guy, I'm not a huge car guy. Like, I have a truck. I know what it is and how it runs and everything. But this one guy drives away in a pearl white Audi.
So that's right. Yeah, that's right.
But he didn't spend a dime on his clothing or his golf clubs. Yeah. But he rolled out of there. We just like died laughing. Yeah. That was, and you forgot. Oh man. All right.
Yeah. I did enjoy that course though. That was a nice little find.
And then, these courses that, these aren't that far from us, that I had no clue that was even there. And just like experiencing new golf courses, probably 2, 3, 4 each year has been awesome.
Yeah, we get that a lot is, hey, I didn't know that, one, that this course was so close to me, and two, like, I've been living here for 20 plus years, and, now it's one of my favorite tracks. And that's, that's really what we're trying to do is, open the door for people to play, as many new courses in their respected regions that correlate to the tour they're on. And then
sure, but the regions, Vince, do you know he wants to take Heritage Bluffs away from us?
That's what I did here on. I listen to every podcast. You guys are doing a really good job, but I did hear that. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I apologize.
Not,
well,
there could be a layover. No, maybe the tours can share it. I don't know. You guys should negotiate that.
That's a potential. I've considered that with, similar to what we did last year with COG. We're just trying to, so the explanation behind that was, we're trying to shift from, just a south or even like a southeast, and we're trying to swirl over to like a southwest and move you guys up a little and kind of rotate everything
right
clockwise.
Right. And believe me, you shouldn't have to explain things to anyone at all. Like, you guys are doing a great job. It's always hard to be in charge. I'm sure you guys take flack about everything, but as long as Robert's on board with that one, that's why I voiced my opinion there as well.
I appreciate that there, Vince. Yeah, it's a blast, man. I mean, we love doing it. Even doing this, we talked about it for a while, and then we finally pulled the trigger. And then after, our first couple episodes, I'm like, Rob, man, like, for me, this is just like super weird. Like, I'm not used to, like you were at home for the school year, and you were, this was normal to you after,
yeah. I
would assume after a couple weeks, but, I've never done this. I'm not really a big camera guy. I'm a very quiet talker. So like, for me to be be able to do this. After like 2 episodes, I'm like, Rob, I don't know, man. I don't know. But the more, so it's kind of weird. It's very therapeutic for me, honestly, because by now, like my friends are kind of just like sick of hearing about the CGT. They're like, yeah, cool, man. Like we've heard about it for the last 3 years. So a lot of what I talk about on here is essentially, me being able to just express what I've been, feeling or going through with the CGT. So it's nice to be able to get that out and have people hear, what we're planning, or, for instance, last week, what goes through our heads during a round, whether that's your outfit, so-and-so, et cetera. So it's super cool. I mean, Rob's like the only other guy I know that, literally could just talk golf all day and not be like, all right, man.
And that's a good thing. Yeah, definitely. And it just kind of gets your like juices flowing again. Like usually this time of year, like, golf, it'll be there again. And just like little things happen throughout like the winter that kind of just like get you like reminded about golf again. Like I had to go in PJ Superstore to buy a gift card for someone the other day. And like I was in there. I was in there for like an hour, just like, looking at the used clubs, like hitting a few clubs, like, looking at the shoes and everything. And then Kokrak having a 7-wood in his bag. That got me fired up. I've got a 7-wood.
Oh, that's right. You're a big 7-wood guy. I forgot about that.
And I was kind of like, do I really need this club? And like, what should I do? And like hearing the Kokrak have one, I'm on board again.
So what did the 7-wood replace?
It could be different things. Sometimes I'll take out, like a 4 and a 5 iron, kind of depending on like what golf course it is. And I'll kind of look at the par 3s. If there's something that is longer, I will add that 7-wood in there. It's pretty versatile where I can hit it kind of just high and let it land soft. Yeah. I can kind of like just draw it a little bit and still get pretty good distance out of there for like a shorter par 4. Just monkey around with different clubs, and ones I don't like, I'll try to sell them to Robert, mark it up a little bit. But
what would you say is your number one overall course in the last 3 years, and then your number one hidden gem over the last 3 years?
Man, I feel like that Palmyra, just because I never played it before, and playing well at somewhere just kind of always like skews you a little bit. The following year, I still played well, but not as well. Yeah. What was the course in Shanahan?
Heritage Bluffs.
No, which one, Robert?
Heritage Bluffs.
Heritage Bluffs,
yes. Yeah. So that's the one that they want to take away from us, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's the one he wants to take away.
Okay. And I always get the names confused, but I would say that one. But for like some of the little things, I went there with Steve to play during the week, and it was like a gully washer of a storm. Like we both drove there, but it was pouring rain. Like I went there just to get out of the house, kind of thing. I knew that we probably were not going to play. So I don't know if you joined us, Robert, or someone else did later in the week. But
we played. We walked for $17. It was awesome.
That's right. Yes. I almost offered to pay for everyone, but I didn't. But they were out there, like the grounds crew, like taking care of everything, like blowing off the greens, like, with hand blowers or whatever, blowing all the water off in areas, like just the pride they took in their golf course.
Yeah.
Like really got me excited about that place, and then to also play there. So I would say that's probably my favorite course just for the whole thing. And just, like working at a golf course, and, Shanahan's not a large area, just the pride, those people took in their golf course, like taking care of it, getting it ready. Probably that one. So I've kind of lost track of your question by now, but I've answered some part of it, I guess. I don't know.
So I was
probably say the same thing to me, but
I was going to say, this is probably like the 11th consecutive episode we've mentioned Heritage Bluffs. 1, we all just love it, but 2, so it was your number one favorite overall course, and then your number one hidden gem. So you kind of answered both by saying, I think you said Palmyra.
I think both. Yes, correct.
Well, as you know, we finish every episode with a top 3.
I do know that. All right.
Also, not only are you the first player guest, you're also the first guest that will be on for the top 3.
Ooh.
Normally we end with whoever we're talking to, and then Rob and I just kind of recap, and then we do the top 3 later on. So
I am honored for this privilege here for sure. I was kind of wondering that, in the back of my head, I don't want to ask any questions or anything. So I was kind of wondering, would I be involved in that or kind of cut off? I'm ready to go.
You're in.
Rob and I talked about it earlier. I said,
what?
I kind of want to, have him for the entirety of the episode, and even the top 3. I think it'll be, super cool. We've never done it before, so why not?
Let's go. Let's do it.
I want to know your top 3 biggest pet peeves on the golf course.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
That is definitely a good one. Man, biggest pet peeves on the golf course. I think definitely someone like walking all around the green, just taking like too much time.
Yeah.
Because there's so much time when someone else is putting for you to figure things out.
Yep.
That always kind of bugs me.
Yep.
And another one that bugs me is and one of my best friends does this. He's an outstanding golfer, so he has the right to do it. When it is cart path only, the guys that take their bags off and walk over to their ball to decide between 2 clubs which one they want to hit. That's Bob Carroll.
Oh, yeah.
Bob, but if Bob is, say it's a 150-yard shot and his ball's on the other side of the fairway, he takes his bag off the cart, walks all the way over there.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He plays in the Pop-Out Cup, and I can't tell you how many times he's done it, and the other people in the cup are like, is he really doing that? And we're like, yeah, that's what he does.
But Bob is so good. Like, do what you want to do. When you're that good, do whatever
Bob's
you want.
Sick.
I just got so angry listening to that. I've never even heard of that.
Oh yeah.
Normally you shoot it and then you take 2 or 3 clubs and then you walk to your ball. He takes the whole bag.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And here's the thing, Bob is a good enough golfer to where
you can't say
it's a 150-yard shot and he closes his eyes, picks out a 4-iron. He can figure out how to get it there.
Yeah, right.
So good.
It's just ridiculous.
So what do we get for the one hole?
So the last one, I think that when I love to play fast. So I think like anytime it's over, like I'll give you like 4.5 hours, like the max, but like golf should be a lot faster than that. And I feel like when we walk, we're a lot faster just because like, you're not really talking much till you get to the green around the tee box. You're kind of off on your sides going. So it's when, people just kind of go drive over to the right, wait there for 2-3 minutes while someone else hits and then drive way back over there. So I think the time of golf.
Yeah. Okay. So to recap, you got pretty much not necessarily pace of play, just knowing, time allotted,
around the green for sure. Yeah.
Right. I definitely agree with that. I'm almost the guy who's putting, like I'm almost taking my backstroke while that guy's ball is like rolling.
I love that.
Yeah. Just because, like you said, you should be already looking at your line, marking your ball, cleaning your ball, putting it back down, ready to go.
Right.
So I totally agree with that. So you got that at your 3-hole. And then number 2 was
taking your bag with you all the way down the fairway.
I can't believe I just forgot about that. And then number 1, just pretty much slow play.
Which is kind of the same as the third one, so kind of a correlated play, I guess. But if I were to have another one, if those are the same, when someone kind of knocks it off the tee and says 1, that always kind of bugs me. It's kind of like it was funny the first few 100,000 times, and now it's just kind of like
right.
Who's going to say it?
I agree. It looks like oh no, there he is. We got to let him in. Rob,
I don't think he paid his bill this week, did he? No, there he
is. He's coming back in. Let him in. There he is. All right, he's back. So we just did a quick recap of Vince's top 3. I think you might have missed only one. Basically, his one was essentially just slow play all around. He talked about how you guys walk pretty much faster than guys, ride to play, and basically just the awareness, in between walking and riding. So let's hear it, big fella. What is your top 3 pet peeves on the golf course?
My top 3 pet peeves would be the guy that stands behind you with his shadow on the putting green. That always gets me. 2 would probably be, I'm sure I'm guilty of it too, but the people with the gloves when you're on the tee and the Velcro going back and forth.
Yeah.
And then the number 1 pet peeve is the guys that stand over the ball and, check their grip, regrip, check their grip, regrip, check their grip, regrip. And then, they finally hit it. And then it's like a shank to the right,
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, those are all. So I think one of those is in my top 3 for sure. So my 3-hole would probably be kind of a mixture of both of your guys's. It's more just like awareness, especially on the tee box. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for chatter, but like if I get up to my ball and I address my ball and there's still chatter, fine. But if I'm sitting there kind of doing what you're talking about, Rob, I'm not doing it because I'm doing it. I'm doing it so you kind of just, know when to be quiet.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, are you still gonna keep talking? Or so that drives me nuts. As soon as it's hit, keep talking. I don't care. But it's more of just giving that person the respect during their shot. And it's not to say like, oh, you need it like, super quiet. No, I don't want to hear you yapping. So that's probably my 3. Number 2 is definitely and even watching somebody do it is worse, is not fixing your pitch or divot marks. Drives me.
Yeah, that should be 1 for everybody.
Oh, that's a good call. Yep.
Yeah, it drives me banana. Number 1 is not watching your ball. So it was either between not watching your ball or somebody driving a cart who doesn't fucking deserve to be driving a cart. It's definitely not watching your ball. There's nothing worse. And I get it. I've done it 1,000 times. You hit one, you immediately know that thing is 2 fairways over. And that guy, throws his club or whatever and turns around, and then you jump in the cart and you're like, hey, where you at? And he's like, I don't know, somewhere around here. It just
right.
It drives me bananas. Even on spring days or fall days when you got leaves or shadows or something, it's so important. I think it speeds up the pace of play so much when you know exactly where you're at.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, yeah, when you have to search for your own ball or like bring other people and just dragging them away from hitting their own shots. Yeah, that's always one that's a really good one.
No, thanks for coming on there, Vince. And as always, how we sign off each week, not only Rob, but Vince, we'll see you in the fairway.
See you in the fairway, boys. Take care.
See ya.
Thank you. Appreciate it.